On today's episode, Boombox. All right, that was bad. I'm sorry. What's up, nerds? Found this guy at a Habitat for Humanity restore. Now, I know they're mostly known for used building supplies and things like that, but people donate a lot of other things like furniture, electronics, books, tape, CDs, and knickknacks and paddywhacks. I found this. It was in a buggy with no price on it. And I saw it from the back and I assumed it was one of those job site radios. And given by the red color, I thought it was the Milwaukee flavor. But when I turned it over, I saw Sony. So I figured, well, let's see what's going on with it. Didn't have a price. Apparently, it just came off the donation truck. Nice gentleman there said, hey, I'll tell you what, I'll test it out for you and price it. So he went to the back with it, came back, said, well, the battery compartment's full of corrosion and I don't have the power adapter for it. So I said, well, how about I give you 10 for it as is? And he says, well, I'll do you one better. How about 5? And I'm thinking to myself, dear sir, you have no idea how haggling works, but I'll take you up on your offer. So here it is. It's a Sony ZS-H10CP. It was released around 2006. 2 big features, radio and a CD player. That's it. No tape, no nothing like that. It plays MP3s in a sense that if you burn them to a compact disc, you can put them in here and it'll read the MP3s along with, regular CDs. This was in the days before Bluetooth or anything like that. So the first notable thing is that this thing is covered in dust. I mean, tons of dust. It really looks like grain dust. I used to work or have to work in grain elevators around the area. And this looks like it was stationed in a grain elevator or a concrete plant. So, don't know what to make of it just yet. First thing I have to do is take this out to the workshop, find a power adapter, and then hit this guy with the Air Blaster 8000 to get all of this off. And, hopefully this looks like it was one of those like weatherproof, waterproof, water resilient things from Sony back in the day. So hopefully if it's like weather resilient, it was able to keep a lot of dust out of the inside. At least, maybe that's what happened. And maybe I'm a Chinese jet pilot. Well, the Air Blaster 8000 didn't get off as much dust as I would hope. I'm going to have to soak this down and really give it a good cleaning. Although I think when I remove all of these stickers, that'll take care of 90% of the dirt on this thing. So I was able to cobble together a 9-volt, 2-amp power supply. And much like me, it's ugly, but it works. So let's plug it in and find out if the radio is like me, ugly and working. All right, power. Hey, we have power. Speakers seem to work. Okay, it's on just a 87.5. It's powered on. Let's see if my little low power radio station is able to be received by this thing. It's something. Raise the antenna. Not really. I hear a little music, but let's try one of the more mainstream stations here. I'm going to turn this down in case there's some copyright stuff going on. I'll put it on the local classic rock station, which I'm sure will be playing Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers or Rush or one of those. Oh, Led Zeppelin. All right. One of like the 8 songs they have in perpetual rotation. All right. So, radio works. Let's see if the CD player works. Now, this is weird. There's no eject button. You've got to pull this little lever up. And this is nice and clean. Let me scoot this up in here. It's nice and clean in here. I mean, this little gasket really kept the dust out of here. Maybe I am a Chinese jet pilot. And I'll put my little test CD in. You people know what's coming up. Oh, where is it at? Latchets. Do I hit band preset or do I just hit mode? Stereo, mono. Maybe just hit play. Oh, there we go. I didn't know if there's a CD selection. Reading. It's taking a while to read that disc. Even though it is a burned CD. Oh, there it is. Okay. So the sound isn't bad. Not as much thumping as I would hope for a song called Tub Thumping, but let's try a real CD with some real music in it. Okay, we're going to be listening to a couple of selections off of Devin Townsend's Infinity album. Let's pop this guy in and see what happens. Just do a few seconds of each one so I don't get the copyright. And it's reading it. Takes a while to boot up. That's weird. All right. Okay. Yeah, it sounds good. I mean, it's not as stumpy mega bass as I would think it would be. I don't know if the speakers are shot. We'll have to. I'm going to take this apart anyway to clean the insides out of it and see what's going on in here. But you think it'd be a more solid hit on this, especially the bass on this album here. But it works. It seeks. I might have to clean the lens off a bit. Maybe that's why it's taking a while. Read the tracks, table of contents, whatever it does. But for $5, I am not complaining. It works. Okay, that's it. Video over. No, I'm just joking. I'm going to have to mod the hell out of this some way. So I'm going to figure out if I can do anything more. I didn't see an auxiliary input. I would love to put Bluetooth on this because just CD and radio is boring. And I really don't want to put like an FM modulator on there because it'll work, but it won't sound as good as a Bluetooth would. So give me a little bit to think on this, clean it off, de-sticker it, and I'll be back in a little bit. It's totally amazing what you can do with a half a bottle of Goo Gone, a couple of Scotch-Brite pads, and a lot of elbow grease. Pile of stickers here. That's going right into the trash. Everything cleaned up really well. I don't know if you can see there's like a little smudge here. I think that actually might be an abrasion on there. But everything is nice and clean. There are a few little like blemishes where there's apparently they got some white paint on this. They must have been painting around here and got on there. So I got as much as I could off of there. I'm going to have to go through and really detail this thing. And even on the back here, I'm going to have to get some a little Q-tip with some vinegar and take care of this corrosion here and finish that off. Got a real nice big compartment right here. I think it goes way deep. I guess that was for the power adapter, your stash, or whatever you wanted to do. Next on the list is this. I have a bad feeling about this. Straightening this thing out, there's a 93.9 chance that that's just going to snap off. Dreading doing that, but it's got to get done. I mean, sure, it looks quirky and all standing up, but it also looks kind of ghetto. So I'm going to take this off, slowly bend it, maybe put it on a table and kind of roll it straight very slowly. I mean, there's still going to be a visible ding in it, but at least it'll be straight. Oh, and also, underneath all the grimes and stickers, there is an audio input right there. So there's your little selector switch right here, little headphone jack. So I might, when we get this thing apart, see about, putting the Bluetooth adapter, kind of stealth mounting it underneath. So we just hit a button, and you got Bluetooth. So that's a nice little find. But other than that, this thing is, well, it's worth more than $5 now, I can tell you. Even worth more than 10. That poor guy, he's not going to make it at that job. All right, gonna give this a shot here. Go very slowly. Kind of put a little pressure down. A little bit at a time. Just a little bit. It's just so stressful to do this thing because you want to do it without it breaking. You don't want to do it too quick. Yep, there was a snap. I heard it. We heard it. It snapped. But see, you know what? If I can get this down in here and just pull it like this, it just won't, it'll be straight. It just won't extend 100% of the way, but it still looks good. You know what? I'm going to take that win. All right. It's not 100% win, but it's a win. I was able to keep this funky little top on here, and it's straight. So there you go. Got the sides off so I can start taking this apart. The good thing about Sony, what I've always loved about them, is that they put little arrows on every screw that needs to come out in order to disassemble it. So, yeah, thank you, Sony. And almost all of the screws that come out are the same size. So you don't have to worry about really separating them or anything like that. What I did do also is straighten the handle out. It looked like somebody put some weight on top of it or something. So now the handle is, well, it's relatively straight-ish. And while it's out, really hit this thing with a brush and clean all these little crevices and whatnot out. Like I said, I still have to kind of go through and finally detail this thing. Still need to tackle the corrosion in here. But once I get the back off and everything's accessible, cleaning it will be really easy. I got the back off this boombox, and it is surprisingly clean. I mean, for being water resilient, I guess. You do have the ports for the base. These are wide open, and they could have let in a lot more dust and whatever than they did. So, I mean, that's good. But I did notice when I opened it up, I got a distinct whiff of burnt electronics coming from the CD player. I'm going to hook the power back up. The rear panel has the power connector, and that kind of feeds into this. I'm going to hook that back up and test the CD player again, and then maybe pull the board out to see if I can see anything. If there's a burnt resistor or capacitor that's failing, might want to nip that in the bud. But while we have it open, I mean, there's plenty of open spaces to mount the Bluetooth receiver. This is the radio tuner here. I'm guessing this is your amplifier circuit here. So or is this the amplifier circuit? It's probably tied into there's a CD, a transport player, whatever, right there. But either way, this thing has tons of room. Even these little side pockets here, you can mount tons of stuff in here. Might see, I think I have some speakers that may be a better fit. Some, as far as they're a little higher quality than the stock Sony's right there. But 3.2 ohms is kind of a weird ohm thing. It's usually 4 or 8. That's kind of going low. So we'll see what happens. I think I have some about that size. It look like little 3.5, 4-inch. We'll see. But first, I gotta find the source of that smell, and we'll get to taking this guy apart. All right, it's just gonna keep on moving. Oh well. I love the fact that this thing is really easy to take apart. Get the CD mechanism out of it. No obvious burns or, burn up components or leaky capacitors. And I can't really smell the burn electronics smell anymore. Same with the board right here. Everything looks fine. It smells decent now. I don't know what was going on. Phantom smell. Who knows? So I'll just go over it, really well, just to make double sure. But, I love the fact that the hexagon shape of the box lends itself to servicing this thing very, very easily. And you can tilt it back and it's the perfect angle for looking at the boards. You don't have to stand on top of it or turn it down. I mean, this is 45 degrees straight up at you. I mean, nice, plenty of room to work. I mean, this is a pleasant change. So I'm gonna go over everything, all these boards here, and reassemble it and test it out and make sure it's all good. And then we'll go to working on the Bluetooth. Yep, found these guys in my stash of aborted projects. This was going into a sit-down driving arcade game that I had probably 10, 15 years ago. Got rid of the game, but I held on to the speakers. I'm glad I did. I don't think I ever used these. They are rated for the same ohms, despite, these say 3.2 ohms and this has 4, but when I hooked my meter up to it, it gave me a 3.2 ohm reading. So these are good to go. These are rated for 3 watts. These are rated for 30. The magnet's a hell of a lot bigger. And it looks like it may be a little bit more of an improvement. So I just have to take out these 4 screws, desolder that, or just probably cut it. New speaker in there, splice the wires together, and we're good to go. New speakers are in, and honestly, this thing feels like it weighs 5 pounds more. Nice and hefty. Did some creative wiring here. Went ahead and used the existing little quick disconnect harnesses. Of course, my phone won't focus in, but yeah, back in there. So it's nice, neat, orderly, and I approve. Yep, big sound improvement. Here's where the power comes in. I slide this little module out. I've kind of tested to see, what's what. So I'm going to tap this for my positive, this for my negative. 9 volts coming in. And so there's plenty of room back here to mount a little voltage regulator to take it down to about 5 volts that operates the Bluetooth. Probably put it right about here. So get some hot glue up there. And yeah, keep everything out the way. That's what I like about this thing. There's a lot of space to work with. So yeah, let's get the soldering. Well, I'm having some issues hardwiring it from Bluetooth to the auxiliary input. I'm getting a lot of noise and just a lot of interference and distortion. I tried putting a small capacitor in line with the resistor, hoping to kind of taper some of that down maybe, but I think it's a ground loop isolation issue. So I have one on order from Amazon, and it's just a simple plug-in one here. So what I'm going to do is desolder these guys here, and that way, I mean, it won't be a permanent connection. Won't be, I guess nothing's going to happen to it if it's inside the case here, and it'll be a lot. Oops, it'll be a lot easier if I have to take the back off. I can just unplug it and take the whole, back part and that one little plug back there, and then I can totally remove the back and put it to the side. So it's only two connections I need to remove. So I guess maybe in the long run it may be worth it. Got my little filter isolation transformer plug-in thing, whatever, from Amazon in, and I hooked it up, coming out the Bluetooth board right there. Goes into the input board here, hardwired. When I had the original setup, I was getting low volume, like really low volume, but it was distorted and a lot of hum and noise in it. And now I don't have any of that. In fact, I have no audio, nothing. I thought I might have screwed up something in here. So I went and got my little cable here to just jump her straight into this to bypass the hard wire. And when I went to plug it in while it was playing, this happened. Yeah. So obviously the plug itself, to keep this back from falling out, the plug itself bridges a connector in here or something that enables a circuit. I tried jumping out every connection on here. I even found a service manual with the world's worst schematic on it that was basically just like they took this board, put it on a Xerox machine, copied it 8,000 times, put it up and said, yeah, this goes here, this goes there, but nothing, you have audio outs and audio ins, but nothing about a circuit that would, enable this. So I did the next best thing and had an old headphone jack, cut it off, and we're just going to plug it in and jump it, and we're just going to let it be. So plug it in. Fixed. Let me turn this off so we don't get the copyright strike, even though I don't think that has hit yet. I don't know. You never know. But that was it. So this now has a plug. I guess if I want to plug in something in there, I take some needle nose and pull that out. But I can't imagine anything else I would want to really plug into here. This thing already has a CD player. I don't think I'm going to want to plug in a tape player externally to run this. So yeah, Bluetooth, CD, it's all, you would really need, and the radio, but whatever with the radio. So we're going to button this thing up. I'm going to clean this up because, I'm a firm believer in good cable management. I see back there, I got to get that little tape back down there. And we're going to button it up and just see how it sounds when it's all closed up and sealed. I may put some baffling in here, but I don't think I should need to. I'm gonna play around with that and let you know what happens. But I'll be right back. Okay, everything's buttoned up, snugged up, nice and tight, and sounding good. I didn't need any baffling in there because there's no rattling or anything. This thing is not going to be shaking the earth or blasting down any walls anytime soon. I think the rating, the advertised rating, is like a little over 3 watts, and in all reality, it's going to be a little bit lower, so probably 2.5 watts a channel. So it sounds good. I mean, granted, the speaker upgrades helped a lot. Those little paper cone things that came with us. It's Sony. You could have done a lot better. Especially, I think this thing retailed for like close to $400 when it was released back in the day. So, whatever. But it's cleaned up. It sounds good. Everything works well on it. For $5, this is a great find. I mean, it took a little elbow grease to get it cleaned up and everything, a little customization. I think $5 for the box, not $8 or $9 for the isolation transformer filter. I'll drop a link down below in the box if you guys are having issues with that. But it sounds good. So with that being said, I want to thank you guys again for watching my videos. And just keep in mind that, you can find nice little gems everywhere you look. You just might need a little cleaning up here and there. And with that being said, I want to leave you guys with a little Chumbawamba earworm.